All right. Now we got everybody in here loving. I appreciate everyone. All right. So everyone should have gotten their notes. And matter of fact, I'm going to write them as you're saying them. One, let me get myself together. Did I miss anybody's comment? I try to show y'all love. I appreciate the support, ladies. I think I got everybody. Okay. All righty. So go ahead, ladies. We're going to go with number 1. All right.
Are we ready to go?
We ready.
All right. All right. Let me turn my volume down a little bit. All right, ladies. So these are the 5 steps that I took to create and maintain more peace in my life. The first step, and I want to say this is the first step in any journey that you are desiring to take to elevate your life and to live a better experience than you're living right now. Understand your needs. A lot of people that I've coached or had conversations with, when I ask them, what do you need most in your life right now? Most of them do not know.
Wow.
They have no idea. They're like, I honestly don't know. I never thought about that. And in my mind, I'm thinking, well, then what are you doing each day if you don't even know what you need?
Come on.
So that would be my first step. Understand your needs. What do you want for your life? What do you want in your life? And why do you want those things? A lot of times there are things that we say we want in our life, and we only want them because someone told us that's what we should have in our life. Or someone told us this is what you should have in your life. And we never taken the time to actually look at that thing and see, is this really for me? Or is this someone else's life that I'm living?
Wow.
You really have to take the time to figure out, what do you need as an individual? And this is something that a lot of times when we are women who are in church or in a certain denomination or religious group, we lump ourselves together with other women. And as a Christian woman, I should want this.
Yes.
You know, instead of saying, I, Dawn, daughter of the Most High God, what do I want? What do I need in order to accomplish my God-given purpose? Because yes, there's a corporate purpose when you're a child of God, yes. But there's an individual assignment for each one of us. And if we don't know that, we're walking around aimlessly and we're really wasting the gift of life that God has placed within us.
Wow.
So that's your first step. Understand what you really, really need. Okay. Second step, shift your perspective and your perception. And what I mean by that is this. Once you've done the work to figure out what you actually need for your life, if there's some contradiction between what you have thought all your life growing up, all of your adult life, if there's a contradiction between that and what you've now discovered is your actual need for your life, you're going to have to shift the way you see things and the way you relate to things. All right. So let me give you an example. For me, I grew up believing that I was not capable of running a business.
Wow.
And I believed that because someone told me that I was too nice. I wasn't aggressive enough. I let people run over me. Yes.
Stop the press. Stop the press.
That is what I was told. So that's what I believe. That's how I lived my life up until I met a coach who challenged me to look past that and figure out who I am really, who God has really called me, right? So I had to shift that. This is what they said, but now this is what I believe.
So I am mean and unruly and disrespectful to be business women. Come on now. Girl,
and let me tell you,
I'm glad anyone else listening tonight, that's nice. Look at Coach Dawn and learn from her story, okay? That's a mess.
And what was so challenging, Kim, was that it was family telling me this. It wasn't a stranger.
Girl.
It was a family member.
Darn.
So, that's a whole nother layer of stuff you got to work through. Like, okay, this person's supposed to know. Right. So I had to shift from that mindset that I can't to the mindset it's possible for me to do this.
Yes.
Then I had to change how I even related to myself in a business atmosphere. So first step is understanding what you need, taking hold of that. And then the next step is shifting your perspective and your perception of that thing. Okay. That's 1 and 2. Step 3, elevate your knowledge. She said, oh Lord.
Right, family, help us, Lord.
Let's pray for
three,
that.
girl, up here showing the comments need to be posted. What's number 3? Girl.
Number 3 is elevate your
back. Ambitious women, we got you, sis. We got you. That's a mess.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So step number 3 is elevate your knowledge.
Elevate your knowledge. Yes.
So on this step, what you need to do is what you originally thought about yourself, elevate that to the place where God can meet you. And the only way I can explain it is just sharing my own story. So once I recognized that it was possible for me to be a businesswoman, I took that new belief about myself and asked God, what do you want me to do with this? How do you really want me to operate in this? I don't want to hear what, the world and other experts say about it. What do you have for me to do? And I need you to give me the tools, the resources, the connections to accomplish it. So I had to elevate what I already knew about business, what I already knew about God, because there was a certain level of belief I had about God, who God was, what God would do for me. I had to elevate that. I had to take the lid off of all of that, because previously I thought, well, I'm a female, I'm a mother, I'm a wife. And I just allowed myself to be defined and to work within those paradigms. And then I had to elevate my knowledge to where I'm like, well, I'm a child of the creator of the entire universe.
Yes, yes.
I am made in his image. So when he spoke, he created. I can do the same thing. I need to use my words properly. Absolutely. What are my words?
Yes.
I started just elevating what I already knew. This body is holding the spirit of that same body. So I don't lack anything. There's nothing that I need. There's nothing that I need to go get. I just need to ask and go within. So elevate your knowledge. Take what you know and level it up. Since that's the code word now, level up.
Way up, sis. Okay. Yeah.
So that's elevating your knowledge. All right.
I love it. Mm-hmm.
Number 4, my favorite, I must admit, design your atmosphere. All right.
Oh, I love it.
So, ladies, this is the part that I merge my architecture and design experience and expertise. Design your atmosphere. The first thing I usually do when I start working with people is get them to clean out their closet or clean out someplace in their home that is just an eyesore for them.
Right.
And it's twofold. It's twofold. When you're in a space that's cluttered and just not flowing, it's hard for you to think. It's hard for you to receive new information. So that's one side of it. But also that cluttered space represents their mindset. And I start removing things that no longer serves them. So I'm getting to connect the work we just did with something physical and tangible, like this pen is empty. I need to throw it out instead of keeping it on my desk. Stuff like that, right? So that's the first step. Clear out the clutter and remove the things that no longer serve you. And then I want them to locate a place in their home where they can dedicate as their sacred space, a place where they and God connect so that they can get their downloads and hear what they need to do day by day. Because it's a space that you should.
That's important.
Day by day.
You can tell them sacred sisters, boy, we don't play about that sacred area. All of my clients, I see about 3 of my clients that are watching right now, 3 of them. Mm-hmm. And I'm telling you, they all know, all my clients, y'all can vouch, that sacred area. That's what I tell. It's a must.
It is.
Game changer.
I mean, even when you go back in the Bible and there's the most sacred place, right? It's the place that only the priest can go to meet with God.
Okay.
That is what this sacred space is. This is your place where you and God get face to face and get real, and you lay it all out on the table.
Oh, I love that.
That's where you create the life that you are desiring to live. That is where you create the business you're desiring to give out into the world so you can serve other people. That's where you create your marriage, whether you're married now or you desire to be.
Yes.
It's the place of creation.
The place of creation, ladies. Y'all better write that down. Look, that's a word right there. Place of creation. Afia's watching. Afia knows. That's also our sacred sister. Hey, Afia.
And there was something interesting. I had a client recently, and I was taking her through this assignment. And she went through her closet and she cleaned out the space. I mean, it was a 180 transformation. I was like, is this the same space? I mean, it was
like, you Photoshop this.
It was a complete. I was like, did you really do your assignment or?
For real? Yeah. Because I do the same thing. I have my clients take a photo. I like to see their sacred area. It makes them accountable.
Exactly.
And I mean, I've seen some beautiful sacred areas, and I just, it really does help to bring your spiritual life to that next level. It really does.
Yes. Yeah. And I had to tell her, I was like, you deserve to take up space on this earth.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, because she was kind of on the fence whether or not she had any place in her home to just have a little space carved out for her. I was like, you have a corner somewhere in your house that could be for you. And I had to ask her, why do you think you're not worthy to take up space on this earth?
For real.
And that one question caused her to cry because she didn't realize that she was making herself so small that she would not allow herself to take up space. She would do it in the boardroom. She would do it in her home. She would do it in her ministry. She would not allow herself to use her voice, to really speak up and say, I should be here. I deserve to be here. I'm worthy of being here. Yes. So that's the other side of creating this sacred space in your home. You're deciding that I'm worthy to take up space, and this is my space for me to do the work that God's called me to do. Man. So you find a space, you fill it with the things that bring you peace, that bring you joy, that make you feel loved, that make you feel beautiful and powerful. You fill that in your space. You surround yourself with words of affirmation, words of encouragement, words from God for you directly that you know he spoke to you so that you can see that thing every day and you can go out into the world and create the thing he's calling you to create. So designing your atmosphere, it's twofold. The previous 3 steps, you were designing your inner atmosphere, how you think, how you feel about yourself. This step is now taking it outside so that it's something physical that you can see each day. So that now you have something that's connecting. They're in alignment now. Hope you guys are following that because I can't see anything.
Yes. So I just late on trying to post a comment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, you are worthy of taking up space. We have to, especially as women who are building a legacy with their family and they're building a legacy in the marketplace. Yes. We have to know that we are worthy to take up space on this earth. And just be rooted in that and not move from that truth. Because you're here on purpose for a purpose. Remember that. You're here on purpose for a purpose. And then my 5th and final step.
All right.
Now, this step deals with maintenance, okay? It's execute your daily intentional actions.
I love it.
Because ladies, in order to live a life of peace every day, you must be intentional. It can't be something you have to be intentional. That's all I have to say. So in this step, I would ask you to create daily rituals that you execute each day to keep your renewed belief about yourself, your renewed beliefs about your purpose in the forefront of your mind. Because if you've been living 40, 50, 60 years with one mindset, that's not going to change with doing something for 21 days, for 30 days, or even a year. You have to keep that thing in rotation in your mind, the same way you kept all those other limiting beliefs growing and taking up space in your life. So executing your daily intentional actions. So there are a few. I have 10 in my course, but I'm going to share just a few of them with you guys. The number one thing that I do is daily prayer and surrender. And what I mean by that, the first thing I do when I get up in the morning, I place my feet on the ground. I tell God, thank you. Thank you for this day. I go into my sacred space and I get on my knees and I lay my hands all the way out and I say, God, I surrender my entire day to you. I surrender all that I am to you. I surrender my son. I surrender my husband. I surrender and I go down the list and I surrender it all. And I say, do what you desire to do with me today.
Wow.
That's the first thing. Every morning I do that. I get on the floor and that's the first thing I do. So prayer and daily surrender. Journaling. Get into your space and just journal. You know, what you're grateful for, what you desire to do today with the gift of today that you have. Meditate. And that's just sitting there repeating a word from God, a truth that you're holding on to, and just holding it in your mind. Visualizing. It's another one. Seeing that thing that you just spoke on, seeing yourself living that out, that being your reality, seeing yourself living at peace each day, regardless of what's going on outside of you.
Yes.
Because peace, your inner peace has nothing to do with your external circumstances. Many people think that like they have to shift their peace because they're going through a challenging time. That's separate from you. Your birthright is to live a life of peace.
Yes.
The Holy Spirit is within you. There can't be any chaos and discord and disconnection.
Yes.
You live a life of peace. You are peace on this earth. You are his reflection. So your inner peace should never be impacted by what's going on outside of you. Something I tell my clients often is, and I ask them to journal this every day. I ask them the question, did you surrender your peace today? And what I mean by that is, did you give someone else your peace because of the way that you reacted to a situation? You say, okay, here's my peace. I'm about to flip off. No.
Girl.
No. Don't surrender your peace ever.
No surrendering. Peace
is a choice. You can choose to be at peace moment by moment by moment, despite what's going on around you. Despite your child running around having a tantrum. Like, okay, that's her, that's him, but I'm still at peace. And you're at peace not because you're so strong or you've you're using your willpower. You are at peace because of who is within you. That's why you can remain at peace every moment of the day, as long as you intentionally bring yourself back to that truth. I am one with God. There's no separation between us. Therefore, I can remain at peace every moment, despite what's happening right now. So, beautiful. Prayer and daily surrender, journaling, meditation, visualization, and something else that I do. I keep the things that I desire to remain in my mind, in my ears all day. So I always have earbuds in and I'm listening to an audiobook. I'm listening to the Bible. I'm listening to a podcast or an audio on YouTube. I'm constantly allowing my mind to hear the same things that I want it to retain over and over and over again, because you are bombarded all the time with everyone else's opinions and everyone else's desires for you. You have to take control of that back and only allow what you want into your ears.
That's right.
So that's to the music that you know will give you energy, that will give you life and will keep you focused. That's listening to books that will help elevate your knowledge. That's listening to audios and podcasts that will help you get focused on building your legacy and building your business or taking care of your child. But you have to do that. Those are daily intentional actions you have to execute. And then another one I'll give you is move your body. Ladies, we gotta move. We gotta move. We have to allow this body to feel everything, to fully stretch and be used by God. And God cannot use a body that is stiff, that is unhealthy, that is diseased. So that's a part of your daily intentional actions. Move your body. It can just be walking, taking the stairs at work instead of the elevator. Getting out your seat, walking around your building for a little bit and coming back inside. But just move. Just move.
Moving.
Yeah, stretch your neck, stretch your arms. I mean, it doesn't have to be something that's burdensome. Just move your body out of appreciation for what God has given you.
Wow.
All right. So that's what I wanted to leave you ladies with. So the 5 steps to peace that I've used: understand your needs, shift your perspective and perception, Elevate your knowledge, design your atmosphere, and execute your daily intentional actions. And ladies, if you do these things on a consistent basis and you build up that repetition and momentum, you will notice that you are not irritated as easily anymore. You will notice that when there's chaos around you, you can see through that and just remain at peace every moment of every day. It's possible, because I was a person dealing with panic attacks, anxiety attacks out the blue. And when I made the decision that this was not happening to me anymore, my life began to change. And I actually did these steps over and to this day, I still do them over and over again. And I'm seeing my life change and this becoming my norm as opposed to something I have to think about. So it is completely possible. And I encourage you to make that a priority in your life, because as you're going out there building your businesses and establishing your legacy, you must remain at peace, because there's always going to be something that will attempt to knock the wind out of you. And you have to remain true to who you are and not waver.